What's going on, everybody? We're back at it again. This is the Long Island Gaming League podcast. How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? I hope everybody trying to stay healthy out there, trying to stay safe, being that we are still living in the world of a pandemic. Hope everybody is, trying to spend their time with family, but also keep a little bit of time for gaming and also to watch our content. Um, we have another nice one in for you guys today. You might recognize our guest if you did tune in to our mental health and esports uh, event. He was one of our speakers. Nick MicroPwny. What's going on, my friend? What's going on?
Oh, living the dream, and it's actually Michael.
Michael.
But
Why,
it's
Mike?
all right.
Michael.
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for supper, right?
That's what they
Uh,
say, right?
no, things are great. Just finished up a long week of work and ready to sleep for the entire weekend. So, you know.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Um, so let for to start it off, for all those that didn't watch our event, let everybody know a little bit more about yourself.
So my name is MicroPwny, or that's what I go by on all platforms, social media, Twitch. Stream there Monday through Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1:30 a.m. p.m. Eastern Time. Um, I am mainly a Call of Duty streamer, but also branching a little more into the variety stuff, and just like to get together, have a good time, non-toxic, mental health positive kind of vibes.
Sounds about right. You know how we are in the world that we're living in right now. That's very
Yeah.
important, and that's also a reason why we had you and your partner Dom come on to the panel because of, and like we said on the actual event that you guys share the same point of view that we do in terms of mental health and e-bullying, let's put it that way,
Hmm.
and the actual mental health of streamers and uh, working to try to get rid of toxicity and all that. So that was a
Hmm.
very big reason why we also brought you guys on, because you have the same vision as us, and it helps to bring that type of people together. But being that that's already passed, there's a talk about the present. So you are a what would you consider yourself? Part time, full time streamer?
Um, I'm a full time. I get technically full time. It's my main job that I do right
Okay,
now. I do some music on the side too, working on that kind of stuff. But full time streamer.
there you go. That's what everybody wishes,
Yeah.
including this guy. Unfortunately, I still have to have a freaking 9 to 5, more
Yeah.
like 4:30 to 7 in the afternoon job. But hopefully, you guys worked hard to get to where you are. If all you out there don't know, the combination of Dom and Michael, it's they like to call themselves the Bush Bros.
Hmm.
Um, when they're separate, they have their own names, or when they're together, they're the Bush Bros. They put out a lot of very good content. Um, they're very down to earth, very good guys. So you can check them out. Um, leave them a little high. Tell them where you came from, so they know where you guys saw them. Um, gonna touch a little bit on, well, your background outside of gaming. What is your background, or that way?
So professionally speaking, I did a lot. I bounced around a lot. Did a lot of stuff when I was younger, from working at frozen yogurt shops to the fitness industry for a long time, and then eventually made my way into law enforcement, where unfortunately in the very early stages of my career, while going through the academy, I blew out my knee. Um, and had to retire from that and find a new passion in life. So that's what led me into music, and then the pandemic led me into streaming. So been around doing a lot of different stuff for a long time, but mainly just like a lot of customer service stuff. So a lot of human interaction has always been my go-to.
I mean that I didn't know about that part about blowing out your knee. That I can imagine how much that sucks to. Like, let me ask you this: was law enforcement like kind of your dream job?
Yeah.
Ah, that's even worse.
So law enforcement, it was between that and going to med school when I was younger, and my family really wanted medical school, and I really wanted to go into the military.
Hmm.
And the compromise that I worked out with my mom, because my mom is my hero. She's a nurse. She's the best person I've ever known. Was that I would pursue a career in law enforcement, which I was more than happy with. And it took me 4 or 5 years to get hired on with the department,
Gotcha.
and it's not an easy process to get hired on. The amount of background checks and between the lie detectors, the physical tests, the psychological evaluations, all the stuff you go through, like it is 100% a commitment.
I know from personal experience a couple of years ago, I did try out to I did go do testing for law enforcement here by
Hmm.
me, and it's like, yeah, we were like 400,000 people going for the first testing, and they only had 10,000
Hmm.
spots, and I was like 10,200, so I didn't make the cut. I mean, it's rough. It's not easy for sure.
Yeah,
It's
and especially with like the all-encompassing side of the hiring process. Like
right.
there was one department that I got very close with, but and like I was the top academic tester and the top physical candidate, but they decided I just wasn't what they wanted for their department for some reason. On top of that, so it's the amount of things that go into the hiring process. It's so incredibly competitive, and I think unless you've gone through it or tried to go through it, a lot of people don't
Right.
know how intense it is.
It's just I can imagine. I mean, if your mom gave you that option, why wouldn't she throw on the table, for example, going into the military, but going like to the medical side of the military? It would have worked out for both sides if you think about
Yeah, she just I don't think I would have been happy in that
it.
role, I because I mean I tested really well to go in.
Gotcha.
Like I wanted to go into the SEALs, and that's what I was training for. I physically was training 5 or 6 hours a day at the gym. One of the worst years of my life, that amount of training, But I wanted to do the grunt work. I wanted to do the not glamorous stuff. But so I don't think it would have really fit me doing that side of it.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
compromise for compromise. I mean,
yeah,
you're not going to be totally happy in what you do. You're just better off,
yeah.
Law enforcement, yeah, it's almost the same, but it's not the same. It,
Yeah,
but
you get to
it's
stay home.
it's the closest thing that you can get to it. That's true.
Yeah,
At least you, well, I can't say at least you come home every day, because regardless, you still don't know if you come. But at least you're
yeah,
not going to be away like 6 months to a year at a time, and
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now,
Yeah.
what at what age? Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that. So you said you started streaming because of the pandemic. Was that when you
Hmm.
started gaming, or were you a gamer already?
So I was a gamer from like my developmental years up until I was 19.
Okay.
Um I had the rough high school experience. I was 5'6" until I turned 18. Very late bloomer, very out of shape and overweight, didn't take care of myself. And part of me getting out of that funk, which I don't think it was caused by gaming, but I think the gaming on top of my sedentary lifestyle didn't make it better. I quit gaming at 19, and just focused on getting healthy, taking care of myself, and didn't pick up the sticks until April of last year
Okay.
when everything shut down. And I'm so happy for it, because as a mental health outlet alone, it's been monumental, on top of the amazing things that come along with streaming and just the community.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, and I'm not going to go into it. You know, I know a little bit about your background. We spoke about this
Hmm.
at the event. I'm not going to get into that, but I also know and I understand from past events that have happened to you that you kind of use gaming to be like your filter away from, you know, all the bad vibes and the bad stuff that happens to you. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
And I
that
mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people who are bad vibes in the gaming community
yeah,
too. But
it's different. You can press the
y-
mute button,
yeah,
or you
exactly.
can kick, or you can complain. It's
Hmm.
different from real life shit. It's very different.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally understand that. What game was your first game that you ever played?
As a kid, the first game I remember heavily being involved in. So my first system was a Sega Genesis. That
Oh
was
wow.
like mine
Okay.
solely mine to play. And my sister and I played. We were very heavy on the original Sonic on Sega Genesis, and there was a Simpsons game that was pretty much like a mini game kind of thing, and we played that very
Okay.
heavily.
All
But
right. So you say your first was the Genesis, but you touched any other consoles before that, or you can say that the Genesis was your basis? Because
that was my first one that I played like heavily. My grandma has an old school NES system somewhere at her house that
ah,
I played a little bit before that. You know, the old school one, but
you're calling me
first.
old right now. Thanks. That was my first. I was
No.
5 when I got the NES.
No, I'm maybe not even NES, like the original system. I'm blanking on the name of it,
Yeah,
but
Nintendo. It was
was it the
NES.
NES?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, I still played on the Atari for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I've played some Atari in my day. I remember sitting in my high school days, sitting at the movie theater and turning over the Galaga game.
No.
I said because I did not want to see the movie my friends were going into, so I played Galaga for 3 hours and turned it over, and
Yeah.
that was a fun night.
It's Atari for who didn't know who only it was like you having an arcade in your house, and at that
Hmm.
time, I mean, when I played Atari, it was already past that time of the arcades.
Hmm.
It still had that kind of a vibe with the joystick and the paddle and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
it was different. Once the NES came in, it was a whole different ball game. But
yeah.
I mean,
And also to clarify for those who don't know, turning over, I don't mean I actually physically flipped the game over. It like when you get the high score too high and it just resets. So like
yes,
not destroying property in a movie theater.
no, that's that. We don't do those kind of things here,
Yeah,
ladies
we
and
don't
gentlemen.
condone that.
We're against that. Only when it's fully necessary, not a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, you dedicate your time when you do game to first person shooters, right? There's nothing you don't go outside of that realm too much or at all, or
I
it's
mean, a
literally.
little bit. I've been playing a good amount of Fall Guys recently to de-stress, which is not a good way to de-stress because I think it's worse than Call of Duty. But just like some of the other ones, I played a lot of sports games growing up. Did that a little bit early last year, but just haven't touched much of it
Okay.
since then because Dom is very anti-sports games. So
Yes,
yeah.
he's that pure military macho.
Hmm.
It's no sports, guns, shoot, blood, kill.
Yeah.
Yes, I gotcha.
Exactly. I'd love to pick up the sticks on some Madden or some Chell, but I just don't really have the time.
Good thing you touch about Madden. I want to ask. I was hoping you would say Madden because there was a question. So this is more of a personal question.
Hmm.
You're probably in the same realm as me and as an every man over 20 that dedicates themselves a little bit to fantasy football.
Hmm.
Correct. Now, lately, I've been hearing a lot about and I think it's the most stupidest thing. No disrespect to the game, but them comparing using the in-game score ratings for the players to like try to put them in a chart in real life.
Hmm.
I mean, do you think that those do those scores on the game actually reflect the real life um, potential of a player, or you think that's all just BS?
I mean, but I love the fact that I'm a Packers fan and Devonte Adams got a 99 rating this
Mm-hmm.
year, so I love that. But I don't know. I think that there's a lot of snubs, especially with rookies. I mean, granted, you're not going to know how they're coming in, but they gave Joe Burrow like a 76 or
Allen
74
Robinson is
last
like
year.
it got like an 80.
Yeah, and DK Metcalf wasn't even in the top 10 receivers, which his
Makes
speed
no
alone is just like that
sense.
dude's a freak. Like no, here's no competing with him.
That makes no
Uh,
sense.
and I think a lot of it, unfortunately, it's all done by their. It's human based. It's
Right.
not their stuff put into a computer and it's calculated. It's Madden. Madden has ratings people that they send to games to rate people, and
Yep.
it could potentially be a little biased. I don't know, like if I went had to go watch a New England game and be like, oh no, Cam Newton, he's like a 40, you know.
Well, Cam Newton is a 40. He's done. He's washed.
And I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
but now we're going down the rabbit hole, and that's bad. I can't. Okay, so being that you are I like to call you and Dom Call of Duty freaks because you guys are very good at what you do, um, and can't take that away from you guys. You guys are very good, very efficient, very good players. Not even talking about the streaming side, or just looking at the players. You guys are very good at what you do. I might be a little controversial with this question, but I don't care because this is how we are over here.
Hmm.
What? Okay. Before I throw out the question, everybody out there, if you live under a rock, you don't know what we're talking about. But there has been a lot of stuff going on in the background outside of all the cheaters and hacks and all of that stuff going on in Call of Duty. But there has been an actual lawsuit that has been in the making for about 2 years. I think it is that Activision Blizzard has been under investigation regarding sexual harassment on the job site. Um, you know, bad stuff towards females in the company. Um,
Hmm.
and recently it came out that the investigation was done, and there is a class action lawsuit against Activision because of there was a lot of bad stuff going on. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, to the point that there was a female employee that committed suicide.
Hmm.
So it's the ramifications are pretty bad. Um, so it's like I said, if you're in the gaming world but you're living under a rock that you don't know what's going on, just to let you know what's going on. But now to you, Michael, what I'm not going to ask what's your position in this whole thing because I don't think that's a proper question because like like we have spoken before, there are people that make that their bread and butter is playing the game
Hmm.
because they have contracts and this and that with Activision. So it's not. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a proper question to ask. But what's your point of view in terms of this whole stuff that's going on with Activision?
I we are very small fish in a very big pond.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't want to say our point of view doesn't matter much, unfortunately, but it kind of gets lost in everything. But the allegations themselves are absolutely abhorrent, and if any of it's true, it's a very it's terrible. There's no other way to put it. It's not good for outside of the PR side of it, which is not good for Activision Blizzard. It's terrible, and no woman should ever have to go through that kind of stuff at their work, or
True.
in any point of their life. No one should have to go through that, and I really hope that all the stuff that we're hearing isn't true. I know we're just kind of at the cusp of getting all the facts. So we've actually been in a big discussion since we've heard about this kind of stuff about what to do moving forward if we want to continue to support this franchise, and we're kind of just playing it by ear at this point because these are pretty terrible uh, accusations that are coming out. So if the claims are substantiated and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be a very tough decision, I think, for content creators what they're gonna do moving forward if they're gonna continue to play Activision Blizzard games.
For
And
sure.
it's so much deeper than even just than Call of Duty. We forget that World of Warcraft is it's Blizzard, right? You know, and so there's so many games where if it's going to come down to taking a stand, it's going to be huge,
Yep.
a huge impact for the gaming and streaming community.
Hmm.
So,
I'm interested to actually see, like, they have it in the making Diablo 4, which is, and I'm a part of that community, of Diablo community,
mhm.
for decades already, since Diablo 2 was out, and it's actually been a game that we've been looking forward to. But I'm actually, me personally, and this is my opinion, I was already out of Call of Duty because of the whole cheaters and all that stuff.
Mhm.
It just pushed me away from it for a good couple of months already. But
Yeah.
this itself, it really doesn't rub me in the right spot. And I think,
Mhm.
together with the whole accusations of that were already going on of, Activision not trying to do anything against cheaters and hackers, just worrying about the money because they would kick out like 70 or 80,000 accounts, but they know the next day another
Mhm.
70 or 80,000 would come in. So I mean, besides, I just think it's a very bad view for them, and me personally, I think it's time for the higher ups to step down. They're not doing nothing. They haven't done
Yeah.
anything. I think it's time for a little bit of change, and that might be the only way that they might be able to salvage this whole thing, is if the higher ups go bye bye.
Yeah, we've been talking about a multi-billion-dollar company having all kinds of issues outside of this lawsuit for a while now, like you brought up with the cheaters, you know. That's something that has killed content
Yep.
and desire to play that game for a long time for a lot of people. Um, and I think once all of this hits the fan, I have no idea where the chips are going to fall. You know,
Right.
I already know people who have taken a stand and said they won't be playing any Activision games. Um, so this is a company that, I mean, this is something that could send a company into bankruptcy. I
Yep.
mean, Activision's one of those companies that we'd kind of label too big to fail, but this could topple the biggest company in
Sure.
esports. So I don't want to rush to any decisions. I want to understand the facts, figure out what's going on,
Right.
and formulate a plan, you know. But I can tell you that our time has already been tempered in Activision titles. So
Sure.
Fall Guys, it is for now. You know,
Oh,
we're waiting on
no,
you.
no.
My life isn't angering enough. I need to get on there and scream at the top of my lungs. There's no chat, so no one can hear me. But
Oh,
I swear those kids, man.
Fall Guys.
It's a game designed for 6-year-olds, but it drives grown men mad.
It does. It does. Oh God, I remember when that game out. The game came out that there was. There was money put on the table for, like, guys. I remember when Tim the Tatman couldn't get a, a
Mm-hmm.
a win. There was, like, I don't know how much money on the table betting against
Yeah.
him winning. It's
ESPN covered it. He went like
yes.
3 months with I don't have a win. I've got 20 hours played, I think, at this point. No wins.
Don't worry, he went three
So
months.
yeah,
So you're fine.
please don't let me get to that point. I've gotten second place a few times, and every time I'm like, I've never wanted to smash a controller in my life until I played that game.
It's
But
just it's
you know,
just a transition. It's just a transition.
yeah. So you know, we're real excited for Battlefield coming out. We're real excited for Halo Infinite. There's a few other good titles coming out. So hopefully, really good things on the horizon for a gaming industry that, in my opinion, right now is just very stale.
Yes.
Um, we had a huge explosion of content and content creation at the beginning of last year, and whether it's pandemic related or just bad timing, the industry it's gotten very stale.
Yep.
So outside of our yearly titles like Madden and Chell and the MLB, you know, there's it's a rough market right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there hasn't. I personally think it's just because there hasn't been any big, massive. Even when Call of Duty came out with the last game around Christmas time,
Oh, that's a
eh,
terrible game.
it's not.
Cold War.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there hasn't been any big blockbuster
Mm-hmm.
named games coming out in the last. Okay, when Warzone came out, it kind of disturbed the waters a little bit, but
but
Yeah.
that game is so bad it was dead in a month. So
Yeah. I mean, it's just
like they're still charging $60 for Modern Warfare, and you can get Cold War for $20 at this point.
yep.
So it's the movements are horrendous, the AI, everything. Pardon me, hiccuping here. Everything about that game is absolutely terrible. It was rushed, and
Yes.
it's that side of Activision that just it's that money driven thing that's just we need to put a game out. Let's push this out.
Yeah, it's like we have to put a game out by November. It has to be
Mm-hmm.
out before Thanksgiving, before Black Friday.
Yeah.
Every year doesn't fail. Look
Well,
at
and look at
Battle.
like what was the huge one? Cyberpunk took them 5 years of development and creation, and that game still blew.
Well,
So
and they took it off the market what, a month and a half after.
mhm.
So, but at least they did the right choice.
Yeah,
Let me
I mean we've been waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6 for almost what over when did that come out? Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2014.
something like that. But still, I still
Yeah.
think that Grand Theft Auto, the way it is right now, it's still healthy. Even
Oh, it's
being that it's
incredibly
an old
playable.
game, it's still healthy. So I mean,
I can still get on there and play for hours and just do dumb things.
yeah, I mean,
So,
you have a lot of content creators playing it.
hmm
You got big names playing it. You got Summit, for Christ's sake, who he was
yeah.
he's all he's been playing is GTA.
hmm
I mean,
XQC just got banned again, so.
again.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think he just got I think he got Twitch banned too for
oh,
something this time.
again, this guy.
Um, yeah, just nonstop getting banned from everything, whether it's Rust or Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, that especially Grand Theft Auto roleplay now, it's
Yes,
gotten huge.
I mean the on.
I
Yeah.
you know
I mean,
I kind of get lost in like I don't want to work an everyday job in video games, and some of those people are so hardcore about it. They put in their hours all day, every day of playing these roles, and if you break character, you get banned from the server. Like I don't want to do that.
I know. Yeah, I mean, it's. I never got into GTA. I was
hmm
there when it started, and it never was a game that pulled me in.
hmm
But I know that it does have a very big fan base, and it's like Madden's and stuff like that. They have their
Yeah.
fan base that are very, they're very dedicated to the game. But
hmm
it just never pulled me in. Like
Yeah.
now we're like talking about titles. It's like Battlefield has been a while since they've put out a game, and I mean, or it's gonna be a massive success, this new one that comes out, or it's gonna be
Yeah.
a massive flop. But I don't know Battlefield for being a flop. So
Well, Battlefield 5 was not good. That game is dead. I was just looking doing some research today, see what a lot of people are streaming on Twitch, see what people want to watch, and the amount of people playing and watching Battlefield 5, I think there was like a couple hundred people watching streams of Battlefield 5. And
hmm,
Battlefield 4 had like 10,000 viewers.
yes,
Granted, this is like 11 a.m. on a Friday, but at the same time, like Battlefield 5 died immediately, and 4, Dom is still a part of a veterans only server on Battlefield 4. I've hopped in there with him
Jesus.
and done some playing on that.
Wow. I mean, regardless of it being being an older game and all that. Let me see something. I'm actually curious. So, what is the top view?
I think top viewed is it's Fortnite and League of Legends are the top two currently on Twitch. And then
League of Legends, Valorant, GTA
hmm
is more, way more,
is
like
it?
3 times more. Oh
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Uh, you for all those that are watching right now, or will be watching. I'm looking at the Twitch page of the categories,
hmm
and we're talking about a Friday at 9:17 p.m. on Eastern time.
Yeah.
Right now, okay, Grand Theft Auto's at 300K, League of Legends is 160, Valorant 146, Call of Duty's Warzone is 91K.
hmm
And this was a game that was always on the top.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been individual streamers who have pulled in. Nick Merckx has done streams that pull in more than 91,000 viewers.
Yep,
You
just
know,
for you to see. Yep.
so I don't know. On everything that's going on, it's the game is not in a good place. Dom and I, we streamed. Was it yesterday? I think it was our stream yesterday, and we played 4 games of Warzone. And by the end of 4 games, we were just like, no, like
Wow.
we're done. Like we can't do this today. And we played Fall Guys for the last 3 hours of our stream.
No, it's just Apex is almost at the same amount as Warzone. Warzone is, I mean, if you count just chatting, which is of course the first one, if you just
Mm-hmm.
games alone, Warzone is the fourth.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I mean, and not that it doesn't make it makes total sense because
Yeah.
of everything that's going on and all that, but it's just like it's mind-boggling. It's completely mind-boggling. But I would expect it to be worse. I actually still think if what's going on and everybody calling for a boycott on Activision and their games, I
Mm-hmm.
still think it's too many players playing.
Yeah.
But
If like I said, if the claims are substantiated and all of this info gets clarified, and once we get that whole picture, I think it could be very, very detrimental to Activision moving forward.
oh no, for sure. I mean, it's like I'm saying, like it's it's like we were talking about before. Basically, probably who you have playing are those players that have the obligation to play because they have a contract and they don't want to break
Mm-hmm.
their contract and have to
Well,
pay.
even Nick Merckx, who's a partnered streamer or a partnered creator for uh, Warzone, played 1 game on Tuesday or Wednesday. He played 1 game. Got someone was hacking in the lobby, and
Hmm.
he got off and went and played Apex
Yes. Even
for the rest of his stream.
oh, Doctor Disrespect the other day, literally on stream, deleted the game,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah,
went to play Apex. I
yeah,
mean, it's insane. I mean, I keep on saying, people, come over, escape from Tarkov. We're waiting. We need you. It's good.
yeah,
It's a different game, but still, I mean,
yeah.
I have in all my years of playing, I have never seen something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't know if you have the same point of view. I was out of the gaming world for a little bit, but I
Yeah,
have never heard of anything like this before.
yeah. I think that the allegations aside, the lawsuit aside, just they've shown a continuing pattern of uh, creating distrust in their player base and their user base. They've shown that they don't care.
Yep.
They don't care that we're dealing with constant modders or cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care that the game has been declining and getting more and more broken, that we're not getting new content. All they're doing is catering to keeping the money coming in
Yep.
and helping people who are, again, I don't want this to come off sounding bad, but they cater to the lower skill level of players who just want to camp the entire time. They continue to give them advantages for camping and have made it detrimental to play this like a first person arcade shooter, which is what it's designed to be.
Yep.
Tarkov, I understand you need to be more tactical. You need to sit plan everything out, but Call of Duty is supposed to be a run and gun kind of game, and
Exactly.
they're pushing it further and further away from that, and they're just going to alienate their player base.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you say, it's run and gun. Tarkov is more objectives and
Mm-hmm.
going from point A to point B and doing all in betweens, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more tactical. It's a lot more work. It takes a lot
Yeah.
more hours, like 400 to 500 hours, just for you to learn the game properly to the point that you can survive in a positive way. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's a different, and yeah, I can't compare it. It's a shooter, but it's like Counter Strike. It's a shooter, but it's something on its own.
Yeah.
But the only the flip side of this whole thing with Call of Duty and Activision taking away the whole cheaters and stuff like. I think the only problem that people can't really do what they want in terms of the boycotting the game is there's no the fan base and the player base that play Call of Duty. They want battle royale,
Mm-hmm.
right? There is right now no other battle royale on the market that you can safely transfer over from one game to the other. Your
Mm-hmm.
skill set won't change. There is nothing like that. You have to
Yeah, and
adapt.
it's even though battle royale is a market that's kind of saturated at this
Mm-hmm.
point, because a lot of games are trying to compete and put them out. We're talking about the main one being Fortnite. Like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna go play Fortnite. I can't get behind. These kids are gonna be cranking 90s on me everywhere they go. They're gonna be building skyscrapers, and I'm not gonna be able to figure out what to do because
Right.
my brain doesn't work like that. My brain works in the real world. That's why I like the shooter, like the first person modern day shooters. Even when Call of Duty did the one with the jetpacks, I was like, no, no way I would ever play that.
I erased that image from my memory.
Yeah.
I don't want to even
So
think about
it's
that.
battle royale it's what everyone wants, and it's a saturated market, but we don't have any other real option that has a huge, like a massive player base and
Yeah,
a massive pool of content to be created. So
exactly. I mean, yeah, people are transferring over to, like you're saying, you got the building in Fortnite. I can't. That's why I've never played Fortnite because I can't do that. I just can't get into it. And I understand that
mhm,
although a lot of these content creators that are big right now, they did start in Fortnite or went through the game at some point, so they already know what it is. But for content creators like me and you that started not so long ago and never were there on the actual apex of the game,
mhm,
never actually learned it the way
yeah,
these guys do. So it's not like we can just, oh yeah, let me just go play that over there. And it don't
mhm,
work. And to go to games like Apex, it's regardless of being a battle royale, it's a total different style of game. It's just too
yeah.
unrealistic, and it the skill set itself has nothing to do with what you need for Call of Duty. So it's not it's a transfer. It's you can put it as like it's a patch job to
Mhm,
fill the gap until something comes out, but I mean it's not the same.
yeah. Well, even when like we're wildly excited for Battlefield, but it's not going to be a battle royale off the bat, so it's going to be a different form of gameplay and a different form of content.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm excited for it nonetheless, but my honest opinion is because of how hungry everyone is for a new battle royale, is that if Battlefield doesn't put one out soon, the game is going to die in a month or two.
Yep.
I think content creators are going to go over there for a month and have their fun, put out the content they can, and then go right back into battle royales.
Yep.
So,
No, what's gonna happen is it's gonna come out, and then somebody's gonna figure out how to make cheats on the game, and that's when.
well, their source code got hacked already, so there's
Yes,
going to be cheats available day one.
I heard.
So,
I heard that, and I was so disappointed when I heard that. I said, "This is not gonna happen to this game. This game is gonna come
mm-hmm.
out. The game's in development, and they already came out with codes. It's like, mm.
Yep.
There goes. But I mean, if Battlefield is like the last one, was it? What was the last one I played? 3 or 4? I don't know. Battlefield.
Or was the good one.
4. I think it was 4. I
Yeah.
played it on PS. It wasn't a battle royale, but at the same time, it's a massive map with
Yeah.
massive. It's a lot of. It's almost feels like a battle royale. The only difference is it's you don't have zones closing on you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more. It's like you're on a real battlefield.
Well,
It's
and with the
different.
environmental destruction, that adds a whole other layer to it. So, like, it's going to be I think it's going to be like a mid tier between the battle royale and the standard
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer. But
I mean,
I
I'm
just,
I'm I'm actually looking forward to it. And for me,
oh
it's a
yeah,
little bit of a disappointment that I can't. The games that I wanted to look forward to, I kind of can't just on based on principle. Like I'm waiting anxiously for like 3 years already for Diablo 4 to come out, and I
mm-hmm.
was very looking forward to that. And with the remake now of Diablo 2, which I was almost about to put money into it, and now I'm like, damn it, I can't. do it just
Hmm.
based on principle. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
what's not to say that in the next 2 or 3 months, like we're saying, there's a massive change in that company that things turn around and then people can kind of,
Yeah.
go back into it. But until then, I mean, they ain't gonna get my money,
Yeah.
and they ain't gonna get a
Absolutely.
lot of people's money. So maybe that'll hurt them, because it seems
Yeah.
like they're hungry for the money, and if they ain't no money coming in, ain't no revenue. They got something's got to change.
Yeah. I mean, we know that they are they so that's the only thing they care about. The only time that they've cracked down on cheaters incredibly swiftly was when it became people using unlock tools to get free content from the store. So bypassing the payment system and getting the content for free, that's when they cut down on cheaters. Before that they didn't care, and after that they haven't cared.
They
So
should care now, because I don't know if this cheat's been around for a while, but it's not exactly a cheat. It's more like a virus, kind of. Like,
yeah.
let's say I have it, kill me. When you
Hmm.
get out of the game, now you have everything unlocked.
Yeah, I think they cracked down on that one immediately too.
It's like, so I'm not a cheater, but because I killed you, I have all my stuff unlocked, everything unlocked to the max,
Hmm.
all attachments. So now I look like a cheater, and then the next guy that kills me, that's like, it's to the point that things have gotten to
Hmm.
for these companies that make these cheats. But it's not like Activision's doing too much, because they haven't actually coming out with a like with an anti cheat. Like, Valorant has an actual program that you Vanguard,
Hmm.
that is an anti cheat app
I
that you
mean,
have to install it.
even Fall Guys has a great anti cheat. Like, it's really not hard to imagine putting one in.
Yeah,
You know.
it's just
So unless, like some people have speculated, Activision has been selling the code so for people to make the cheats, that's something that's a possibility as well,
mm-hmm.
and they're making money that way too.
Could
It's
be.
really not that hard to put in a anti-cheat.
No, it's like we just said about Battlefield's code coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it sound a little funny that somehow they got cracked the code and it's been put out there now? All of a sudden, Activision's lawsuit comes out. I mean, doesn't it sound a little funny? Because everybody was like, "Oh, we're tired of it. We're tired of
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty. Battlefield's coming out. This and that." And when the whole hype was coming out, this news came out. It's a little strange to me.
It's definitely coincidental timing. There's
Yeah,
some,
it
but
it feels
you know,
it feels a little
it's
funky.
it's I just I hope that everything gets worked out. I hope that they figure out what's going on
Yeah,
and they fix it immediately, because this is a while it is a very large community of gamers and streamers, it's a
yeah,
very tight knit and very well stuck together community. So
sure. I mean, it's visible to the point that they the streamers start asking to boycott, and the only ones that are actually playing are the ones that have contracts. Everybody else is
hmm,
not playing. So I mean,
yeah,
it does show it's like you were saying. You play Madden. Madden has its fan base that is very specific to that game, just like the fighter
hmm,
games have their specific, like Counter Strike. There's not many games or many genres that you can say that have that, and Call of Duty is one of them, and it's a
hmm.
big. I mean, it's been around for the game's been around for so long.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I mean, I remember back in my teenage years, like when it came to first person shooters, you were either a Call of Duty guy or a Battlefield guy.
or
Like, there was
Medal of
no in
Honor.
between. Yeah. Oh, but that hasn't been
That
produced in a very long time, unfortunately. I
I
loved the
hate
Medal
that.
of Honor
I
game.
did too. I had every single game. What was it for the
Hmm.
PS3? I
I
had
think that was
every game. I think the
yeah.
last one that came out was Airborne or something like that. And then
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but then again, I think it's this kind of is like a sending out a message saying it's time for Medal of Honor
So,
to come back.
yeah. I don't know why a lot of people don't like the World War II shooters. I genuinely enjoy them, so I'm all for it. If Medal of Honor wanted to bring out another World War II game, I'd
Bring
love
it.
that.
Bring it,
Yeah.
because that's the thing. It's like it was not futuristic. It was not
Mm-hmm.
running away from reality. It was all reality of
Yeah.
what happened, the events, everything. You're not talking
Mm-hmm.
about crazy attachments and packs and zombies and stuff. No, it was
Yeah.
actual events, and it's just you're living the event. You can change things whichever way you go, but that was a good game.
Yeah.
That was
Dom's been trying to get into a Civil War simulating game, and I'm like, dude, come on, like we can't go that far back. But
Civil War. Wow,
yeah.
that's
I mean, there's only one server online, and I'm like, no, we're not playing that.
you just got. It's like for you guys and for everybody out there that does content and they're basically Call of Duty. I think instead of just changing completely, you just got to find something to fill the gap for now. I mean, even
Yep.
if it's a total different genre. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
new game that came out, New World from Amazon
Mm-hmm.
made it.
Which, if you have a 3090, be careful because it's frying 3090s.
You know, but
But
it seems like
um,
a lot of people a lot of these streamers are
yeah,
converting to that and
I
they're putting out
know
content.
Tim the Tap Man and Courage JD have put a lot of time into that
Mm-hmm.
already. It's a little outside of what I'm comfortable playing. It's a
Right.
little World of Warcrafty for me, but there's a new one that they released it a couple months ago and then pulled it so that they could make it console compatible as well and re-released it today
Mm-hmm.
called Splitgate, and it's like a combination of Halo and Portal. That's an option. There's plenty of options out there. Hell, even if I have to go and stream Uno or Life, the game of Life, we'll find something to create content with. We'll be there every day. Our Monday through Thursday, we'll be there no matter what to
Yeah.
create content. So
Drunken Uno brings in a lot of numbers.
it does. Yeah.
It does. That's the problem. It really does. Oh
Yeah, I
god.
try. I try not to do the drunk streams because we lose focus real fast. But we've had a couple good ones, couple fun ones.
Even in Tarkov, we have that. We have some kind of big streamer the other day was like, I take a shot of vodka. He went to this liquor store and he found Tarkov vodka.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheap vodka, cheap, cheap, cheap.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I'm gonna take a shot for every time I die. That
Yeah.
bottle was gone, and he was fried. I mean, yeah, it's that thing. You
Mm-hmm.
just lose yourself. It brings a lot of people in, but it's just you lose yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a good view.
Yeah. I mean, you also have to be careful with the whole like a lot of. I've seen so many streamers do like 5 subs and I'll do a shot, and the
Mm-hmm.
monetization of alcohol is a
Yes.
humongous no, and I'm like,
Yep.
anyone I know who's like attempted to do it, I'm like, no, like what are you thinking? Read the TOS.
That goes
You
against
can
total principle.
you can drink a little on stream as long as you're not getting hammered and you're not monetizing alcohol. So
Yep.
you know
But then again, see that's a whole different rabbit hole. That actually brings me into another question, and it's regarding Twitch. What is your opinion? Let's get away a little bit from Call of Duty. What's your opinion in the whole creation of a new genre in Twitch? The whole famous pool and hot
I
tub.
don't know where it's
What
going.
what is this? I have to get this question because, especially because this is something new that came out probably like a month ago or something like that. But what's your opinion, being that you are a Twitch streamer and
Yes.
when we sign in to be Twitch streamers, we have to concur with all their rules. But
Hmm.
now they actually come out with an actual genre to take it out of just chatting, where I mean, all you need to do is all that's missing is literally something to fall off, and you're going naked on stream. What's your opinion on this?
So, for those unaware, Twitch is the strictest terms of service in the streaming world as
Yes.
far as what you're allowed to get away with, because it's a site designed exclusively for people 13 and up. That's why when we play Call of Duty or something like that, we have to put an age restriction on the page, that says this is an 18 and over page. And I think it's really hard for me to comment because at the end of the day, like I think a lot of it is up to people what kind of content they want to put out there, especially me being a male. It's not really my ability or my place to comment on what females are doing on the platform, you know. But my one concern is where we draw the line. You know, there are plenty of other platforms out there to turn profit from putting that kind of content out, and I have absolutely zero problem with that. You know, I'm all for the empowerment behind it and creating a living the way you want to create a living, you know, but I think that where it gets muddied is where it's a site that's specifically built for a younger audience when you start sexualizing too much, which is something that Twitch has been very famous for not allowing in the past, you know. Um, and I think someone made a great deal of money finding a loophole,
Yep.
and you
Plenty of
know
people
I
did.
think it really tested the boundaries of what you can get away with, but we saw an instant leap into way worse things on Twitch, um, on the ASMR channels, which you know, which were like I'm not even gonna go into details about what they were, but they were way more graphic than what the hot
Yep.
tub streams were.
And nothing. And there
And
was no punishment given out. To put
there,
it
yeah,
there.
I mean, it was like a 3-day ban to a couple people, and they pretty much adjusted the TOS and was like, that's not allowed. But it's just, I think since we've gone this far, people are gonna always want to push the limit and see what they can get away with,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I'm all for it. I think it's the empowerment of it. Make your money the way you want to make your money. But do I think it's the proper site for it? Not 100%. You know,
That's for sure. I
it's
mean,
yeah,
it's just. I mean, then again, we're talking about a platform that didn't give out any type of punishment for somebody kicking their dog on stream,
hmm
and then gives out stupid punishments for other stuff, and
like the DMCA stuff is annoying.
yeah,
You know,
or then they ban one of their top streamers for life for who knows what reason, and we're still waiting on that.
yeah,
And
that's I don't know if we'll ever get an answer on that. You
yep,
know, my honest opinion though is that it was purely money
yep,
based. I think they had a lot of money tied up in a contract with him
yes,
and wanted to uh you
get rid
know
of it
bring
somehow.
in more talent and that kind of stuff, and totally understand the business of it. I'm all for it. You know, if you can find a way to grow your platform, do that kind of stuff, it's business, you know. So I would never say a bad word about Twitch because, you know, they've given me so much
Mm-hmm.
opportunity and so much I've been able to put out so much content through them and have
True.
such a great time, you know. I love streaming through them. I love the platform. But you know, just like I think every person who streams or every person who works for any company has their own idea of little things that they could do to, you know, just make the experience a little better, you
True.
know.
That's true. I mean, I'm on the same boat
So,
as you, and I have the same opinion. I don't have nothing bad to say about Twitch. I just, it's not saying bad, but I just think they could probably enforce their rules differently or in a more
mhm.
efficient way.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, they already opened the floodgates with this whole thing, so now I'm actually interested to see where this whole thing goes, because once they created this new genre, now the the floodgates are open for almost anything. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's going to be interesting and not, but it's going to
Yeah.
be interesting to see what
Well, and I
happens.
mean, look at like I know a lot of people have made the jump to YouTube because
Yes.
they have more leeway in what they can get away with, you know.
Yep.
And while that's a cool idea, YouTube is also it's incredibly hard to build a brand, you know.
Yes.
So I think Twitch's ability to grow your community is unparalleled in the streaming world, and like you said, yeah, we'll see how they handle it moving forward, but they have new things that they implemented where it, like, as part of their TOS, where you can be subject to punishment on Twitch for stuff that you do off platform.
Oh.
Stuff like that it kind of
Hmm.
got glazed over in a lot of the TOS updates. Such as, like, if you're posting hateful things on your Instagram and you're a Twitch affiliate or partner, you
Okay.
can get a ban from Twitch for that.
That should have happened for a long time.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people were upset about it, and I'm like, why? Do you want somebody who's pretending to be somebody nice on Twitch and then posting terrible things elsewhere and being a terrible person elsewhere? Like, do you want to give them that ability to continue to create content? Just as if you were working any job in the world,
Mm-hmm.
you have a code of conduct to follow outside of that, because you carry the name of your employer,
I was about to say
and as
that.
affiliates, we're employees of the company.
True. That's for some
So,
reason that you can't go anywhere else once you're affiliate. So it's like me or my job. If I'm wearing like I'm not even saying the uniform, but just a shirt or a hat from my company, and I go out and I beat somebody up or I yell at
mhm,
somebody, you know, just from they might not remember anything else from myself, but if
mhm.
they remember the name and they Google it, they find my company, they make a complaint, I'm fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing. Yes, you're you are the a face that represents whatever company you work for 24/7.
Mhm.
You know
We're
that.
all representatives of, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but we're all representative of everything that we're a
Mm-hmm.
part of. So
True.
if you don't like it, don't be a, a bad person.
True.
Don't be putting bad stuff out there. Put the
That's true.
good out in the world. That's what we want. We want more good in the world.
That is totally true. Yeah. Let's go back to where we started, and let me ask you a question. Now, being that you you're the same, roughly the same boat as me, we haven't started streaming for that long.
Hmm.
Um, for we started when time of COVID, where a lot of people
Hmm.
started. For people that are looking to start now streaming, what
Hmm.
type of a suggestion, or what would you tell them? Um, what pointers would you give these people? In terms of how to start, what to start, what to do. Um, what's your
You
say in that?
know, I I would say go in with an understanding of what you want to do and the person that you want to be as a streamer or as a content creator, the type of content that you want to do, but also don't have any expectations. Because I think so many people go in with the expectation that they're going to become an overnight sensation, and it does happen 100%. But it it's one of those things that 99% of the people who have made it big in this, it's taken them a very long time. Tim the Tatman's been doing this for 7, 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just now reached this pinnacle of success. And it's one of those things, if you have a passion for it, know what you want to do, and ride the wave and have fun, and do not get caught up in all of the expectations.
True. That is totally true. I mean, I can personally say, and this is from, it took me very quick to get to affiliate, but once you hit the affiliate, it it starts from the beginning, but you get very discouraged
Mm-hmm.
because you see before you like, oh yeah, I have a three, a 3.2 average viewership per
Mm-hmm.
hour. Okay, come affiliate, that whole number's gone, and you
Mm-hmm.
know that you have to have that 75 average to be partner, and
Yeah.
it takes years to get there. And I could, personally, from my experience, I did get kind of discouraged, and you have to remind yourself, it's not you're not doing anything wrong, that you probably not, but
Yeah.
stop for a second. First thing you do, make sure you're not doing anything wrong. That there's something you could tweak or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If and then after that, you know, don't get discouraged. Just have fun.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I mean, that
that's
the
the name of the game, no?
yeah, And I mean, the average of 3 viewers to the average of 75 viewers, that is a huge chasm to cover. That's a massive difference. I have a friend who I believe will be partnered by the end of the year. He averages around 30 right now, and is rapidly growing. And it's that's so rare because he's only been doing this for 8 months,
Jesus.
and he's just a spark plug of a kid. So it does happen, but don't expect it to.
Right.
Have fun with it. You can still do it. And the main thing, like, treat your viewers right. Treat each person as a person. Be thankful for everyone. There's a streamer, I'm forgetting his name. God, I'm the worst. But he has like 25,000 subs. And every time he gets a sub, he jumps up out of his chair and is excited and running around. And he does that for every single person, just remembering that they are not numbers. They're actual people that are spending their free time to watch your content.
Yep.
Even if you have one person who watches you for a 5-hour stream, that's a person sitting, and instead of watching Gossip Girl for 5 hours, they decide to watch you. Like, that's a huge thing. And if you're averaging 10 viewers, that's a classroom full of people who are sitting there at all times watching you.
It's true. That's true. I mean, and you can't forget that that's during a 30-day period straight. It's not like a day now. It's 30 days straight.
Yeah.
You just for you to get affiliate, that number 3 is very hard to get on the. Now imagine 75. It's rough.
Yeah.
But it's just it takes years. It takes years. It's not something. I mean, okay, the kid you're talking about.
I was gonna say, I know people, it's taken them a year to hit affiliate.
Yep.
And they still have a passion for it.
I mean, every person is different. Every stream is different. It's like you're saying, the kid you're talking about will probably hit partner by the end of the year, but it's like that's like 1 in a million situation. That's not an easy thing to get to. So I mean,
yeah,
it's just don't give up. Don't give up. Have fun with it. Just do your best and just don't get discouraged, because that's the worst thing that can happen to you. You get discouraged, it's downhill, and it's that rabbit hole that just you get deeper and deeper in, and it gets to the point bad things, not that bad things happen, but you start wanting to give up on gaming and stuff like that. It's just if it's your passion, just that's why we call it the grind, because it is a grind. It's not easy.
And streamer fatigue is incredibly real.
Oh yes.
So make sure you are paying attention to yourself and your mental health. I know so many people who have burned out in 3 months, or even less, because they're streaming multiple hours a day on top of working a full-time job, and it's rough, and it's entertainment. It is not an easy field to be in.
Nope, it's not. And it's like, there's one thing that I say on my stream at the end, hydrate. It's funny well, most of us say that, but you know what? If you are streaming, hydration is one of the most important things. You are sitting on a desk, regardless of not moving, but you're sitting next to a computer tower that sometimes could go up to 50, 60, 70 degrees, and you'll notice because your room will get hot. If you do not hydrate, even the mental part, you have to hydrate, because you will get very sick.
Yeah, I keep a case of water here next to me, and I just all stream drink it. Like, you guys have probably seen I drink water nonstop.
No, but it's very important.
Right now.
It's like there's not that many streamers that put that out there, but it's just like hydrating is very important, and and it's okay to, if you're not feeling right, or you're just take a day, take 2 days, take a week off. It's okay. It's okay, because at the end of the day, you do not want to burn out. You do not want to get discouraged. Take a day. I personally have taken, at one point, maybe like a weekend or a week off, because I needed to. When you start to get discouraged, and the game starts running the way you don't want to, and then it's just shut it down. Say, see you tomorrow. if you post your stuff on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, just send out a message says you're going to take a little bit of time off. You need to, get some things straight. You need to straighten it out. You need just do it. It's okay. Everybody does it. Everybody, even the big streamers, everybody does it. Say you're going on vacation, it doesn't make a difference. Dr. Lupo just took 2 weeks off. He went on vacation.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. You have a life. You have to watch out for yourself. So that's. I mean, it all rolls back into what we were talking about in terms of the event that we had. It also rolls back into that because it can get to the point that you start getting bad ideas. It's like everything. I mean, it's like you start technically bullying yourself.
Yeah.
So just it's okay. It's a job, but it's supposed to be fun. You do it because you love it. You do it because you want to, because you can. But
and to be able to say at the end of the day that you play video games for a living, nothing beats that.
Nope. That's probably the only thing better than that would be able to say I'm born rich and I don't need to do anything for the rest of my life. But that's like that's less than 1% of the people in the world that get that. And
and they don't get the satisfaction of building something great like this. So
nope, not at all. It was already built for them, so they don't know the meaning of making something, building something, because you are building something. You're building your brand. It's not just your name, it's your brand. It's you as the face of your own company, which is your name. I mean, it's very important. I mean, like we were saying, that we started streaming because COVID and to pass time and all that stuff. But I mean, when COVID's done, there's still going to be people trying to get in and for different reasons, and it's just you just gotta watch out. It's just very important. I mean, it's not it's kind of a cutthroat business if you look at it. So it's not. Although it's something that everybody loves, but I think it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I fully agree.
But it is what it is. Okay, so I think it's that time for you, my friend, to let everybody know where they can see you, where they can see you and your brother, Mr. Dom.
Yeah. And my brother from another mother.
You go. The floor is yours. Let everybody know where they can see you.
So again, I am MicroPwny. That's PWNY, MicroPwny. The old school sense of being pwned. And you can find me on Twitch live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can find me on all socials, same name, just MicroPwny. Mostly active on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah.
And there you go, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming around. Please look up these guys. They are insane with what they do. They put out great content all the time. I know for a fact, and I trust that even with this whole thing with Call of Duty, they're still going to be putting out great content. So please look them up. You can find them on Twitch, on Twitter, on TikTok. Find them, follow them, support them, support all the small-time streamers that are out there, because we're not like the big guys that don't need to. You just turn on the computer and you already have a lot of people watching you. Help them out, give them your support. They are in the community, so you know how we are with the community. Everybody supports everybody, so throw them the support. We really appreciate you guys for watching or for listening, for tuning in. We will, in terms of the Long Island Gaming League, we do have a couple events coming up that we still can't talk about because they're still in the making, but there are a couple of things coming up the next couple of months, so stay tuned to all our social medias. And me, if you want to find a little bit more about me, you can find me on Twitch, _hood. I'm also on Twitter, so show up, say hi. We'll have a little bit of conversation, show you a little couple of games, have some fun. And that's pretty much it, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, not a problem, man. We really appreciate having you here. For everybody out there, keep on grinding. You know, like we said, hydrate, stay safe, watch out for each other, and just a word out to our sponsors. We are sponsored by Vertigear and Four Eyes. We really appreciate you guys. See you next time. Stay safe.